Welcome back, everyone. This is Waning Moonlight, and this is going to be the sequel video to Beating Bloodborne with Mario Lives. Now, for those who didn't watch it, I made a previous video on the base game of Bloodborne, where the rules were I started off with 10 lives, and every time I killed a boss, I would get 5, and every time I killed an NPC, I would get 3. Now we're making our way through the DLC, and I kind of decided to make it so it's 7 for killing a boss and 5 for an NPC, just because, they're much harder in the DLC. Now, I will say, due to PlayStation, there will be some, bad videoing, because I don't know why my PlayStation just does not like me. I'll go over that in a little bit later, but thank you all so much for the support on the previous video. It did extraordinarily well and was very surprised, so I got this out as soon as I could. But yeah, so other than the lives, there's no real rules for this. Just gotta make my way to... It's not even all bosses run, it's really just here, doing the DLC, and then fighting Gehrman to beat the game. So as I just entered through the DLC here, and making my way down. It was a little bit of a challenge, trying to make sure I don't die, but it's also like, it's New Game Plus, just trying to run through it a little bit. Which, on this character, has never made it through the DLC before, so I've played the DLC like probably a year and a half ago, so still trying to get back through to everything, the move and the groove of it all. But we just make our way to the first checkpoint, and then right after this, we're making our way right to Ludwig himself. Now, like you just saw, I had no idea what happened on the screen there. Like I said, PlayStation's really weird with recording stuff. But I made my way all the way over. Here we're going to challenge our very first boss. Well, ain't he just a handsome fella? Now, Ludwig, it's like I used to have his moves down so well, but I'm starting to get rocked, so I just teleported out of there just to make sure I could save the few lives I have. And that's why I went and messed with the bloodstone or the blood gems, just to see if I have anything in particular that'd be extra good against him. And once I got that all settled, I went and did what I'm calling my actual first real attempt. And yeah, I'm just trying to... I remember the moveset, but my controller has a lot of delay on it. It's worse than it used to be, which is so nice. But for those who have controller delay, you know what it's like when you know the dodge timings, but it's harder to fix back up. And so this did lead to quite a few deaths, just trying to get back in the move of it all. Luckily though, I find Ludwig to actually be quite a fun fight, and it doesn't take too long for me to get more back into it. There's still going to be a couple deaths, because people get greedy here and there. But it's not like a frustrating death. It's like, oh, should have played better. Eventually, you get phase 2.
You were at my side all along. My true mentor, my guiding moonlight.
Now, personally, I love this second phase. However, I completely forgot the rules of it are completely different from the first phase. Because, like, the first phase, if you back up from Ludwig, you're pretty good. But if you back up here, you're not. So, you know, kind of got myself rocked a few times. There was one round where I kept backing up, healing, got hit by a beam. So then I healed again, got hit by a beam. So I healed again, got hit. Like, it was a constant cycle of 13, like, vials before it was actually done. And I died. I don't think I even got a hit off that attempt, which was really nice. Anyways, this attempt was going pretty well. Got just pure aggression with these blades. Now, these blades are not as good as some other weapons, but they do really help just swing very fast. So it kind of helps with the rally of health back up. And what I think is the limb break, he kind of like, there's like blood and he does like stagger. I'm pretty sure that's a limb break, but either way. In that charge attack, also, I don't know why, I have such a hard time dodging it. Anyways, I just keep going at it, and he's getting beaten down. You know, just gotta beat the dead horse. And this one, just finally, it clicked. All the times and attempts of going and fighting him in newer game cycles and all just finally came back to me at once. We made our way into the second phase again. I remembered staying close, dodging to the side, dodging in. Remember the distance of his AoEs, which are not too big actually. Remembered how to get in close, and then I got the first riposte of 2. Which I do like that you can get ripostes on him. Because, I mean, there are not many bosses you can get from just beating them down that you just get a riposte in Bloodborne specifically. Other than, you know, just beast bosses. But it does really help keep the flow of the fight going. But yeah, almost died a little bit, you know, it's kind of close. But I just keep at it. Dodging in and out. Getting hit, 'cause, you know, nobody's perfect. And here, make some more close calls. And I know that AoE doesn't do a lot of damage. For a split second, I thought it killed me. And yeah, PlayStation Network cut off me actually killing him. But we talk to his head, tell him that his people are nice, and we get a sword. Now, I didn't count that as killing an NPC because technically, I mean, he was a boss, so two multiple lives for him didn't seem fair. But either way, now we're heading up, and we're going to go fight the Living Failures. Surely, this shouldn't be too difficult. Now, the Living Failures, for most people, are probably just a pretty simple fight. Yeah, this controller delay and the New Game Plus scaling really got to me here. So, maybe it's just a skill issue, but this was not going well for me. So, to begin with, I mean, just fighting them, you know, one-on-one, I think the Living Failures are fine. 2-on-1, especially because one would be like long range and one's close range, I think that's kind of a really cool idea. But for those who haven't played Bloodborne or have just never counted, it will get up to being 4-on-1. Which, I don't know if you've tried to fight 3 or 4 people at once. It doesn't go your way. Especially when you know, got to deal with all that. And then for those who might say like, oh, just parry the melee ones, my controller delay, knowing when they're going to strike, because typically they would just walk around and randomly decide to hit. when you got a controller delay and not expecting it, you don't really get the parries off. Now, this one was almost actually a run killer, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I could just not get it down. I tried many different strats, dodge and weave, run in, run out. I tried parrying, I tried getting backstabs. I mean, it's just difficult to juggle all these. I don't know why. Now, I will say, this boss was sadly the first one where he had some more, or at least I had some more recording issues. I don't know how it happened. I hit stream. I went, fought the boss, and beat the boss, but it did not work. Didn't load. But eventually, I read that apparently you can summon someone for this fight. And at this point, I was curious onto how that would work, because I didn't know if many people would know this. So I heard you need to get this key. So I ran over here. I've died twice trying to get over here, which was not very good for a run where you need certain lives. I came back, learned that was the wrong item, but I found it over here. So I heard this person ramble and rumble, and picked up some more vials and just teleported home after seeing that entire army of the whatever those things are there. Now, I don't know if you've ever gotten this key, but it leads you to this guy, and you have to kill him to be able to summon him. And he actually drops some pretty cool armor. So that's also the reason why I decided might as well try and get the summon, because it gets me more lives because I have to kill him. However, I learned the only way to be able to summon him is if you have join the covenant from the guy with the bucket hat. And if you watched my previous video, you would know I ended up having to kill him to get me some more lives. So yeah, all of that was a giant waste of time, which meant I have to do the classical move of getting good. It wasn't very easy. Like I said, for whatever reason, this boss took me more tries than anything in the base game. It took me more tries than Lady Maria. It took me more tries than Gurman. Like, this one boss fight was just not having it with me today. Just in general, not a big fan of these guys. If you guys know, and then I know there's I remember seeing a while ago there's like a kind of skip people could do where you could completely avoid fighting them, but I was like, that seems a lot more unfair and untrue to the purpose of the whole challenge run, you know. But I did kind of learn if you can lead one of the melee ones up there, it kind of helps separate them from the pack as a whole, which, you know, makes it easier to take them all on. But yeah, I lost footage of beating them and Lady Maria, so sadly, I mean, you're just gonna have to take my word on it. I died just a few times to Lady Maria, but eventually we make it to the Orphan of Kos. Now, for those who would wonder, by chance, why would I put out a video if I don't have all the footage? I mean, I made a promise that I would do it, and people seem to have wanted it, so if you were wanting to see the Lady Maria fight, I do apologize for the disappointing of that, but hopefully me getting tossed around by the things called the Living Failures and the Orphan of Kos will probably make up for it. Now, this boss obviously beat the crap out of me a good bit. At this point, I had switched to the Kirk Hammer to because it was something it was what I was more familiar with fighting the Orphan with. And obviously, just because I was more familiar with it does not mean it was going good. I learned that if I can get 2 light attacks off successfully and pretty quick, it will actually stagger the Orphan. Maybe that information can help you if you didn't know that, but the issue is getting 2 attacks off without being hit back first. Now, as you can see, the Orphan was very, very aggressive. And on the hammer, the range was kind of getting to me a little bit. You would probably see a few times that I'd go for a big swing and just absolutely miss. But I did get a few backstabs though from just learning some of his timings. But also again, I don't know why I tried going for so many backstabs other than the fact that I thought, hey, it might work. And if it would work, that would definitely help with the run as a whole. Just because I thought it would help doesn't mean it was working. So eventually I switched to the best weapon ever, the Moonlight Greatsword. Now for those who have not used this weapon in Bloodborne, you can do beam attacks with a fully charged heavy, and that will cost you 1 quick silver bullet, but it does just as much damage as if you hit with the sword. So I was like, all right, that gives me some ranged options, which means I don't have to be as close, and even if I whiff an attack, I'm still gonna hit him. So I try my best here. However, the Orphan does have some pretty solid arcane resistance after all. I mean, look at him. That ain't look like a beast or normal person. That's clearly one of the, like some sort of arcane boss fight. But it goes better. Better than with the Kirkhammer. But none of it was the best work I could be doing. First time I beat the Orphan was actually with the Ludwig's Holy Blade, which is basically the Moonlight Greatsword but made out of metal, which is a pretty good weapon. If I had it, I probably would have tried fighting the Orphan with it, but didn't pick it up. So, and if the upgrade materials are so hard to get in this game, I just didn't have enough to use it. But I just keep going. I keep attempting, keeps wiping and slashing, but he keeps slashing back. And making progress was pretty difficult here. I don't know why the Orphan put up such a fight. Like, why is he trying to live so bad? The audacity of him. He keeps jumping back. He keeps hitting me with his yo-yo. It was very hard to balance and dodge around. And it's weird. I only ever got maybe 25% of his health. I never got that major damage. Eventually, I had so few lives left, I kind of decided beating the game would be more important than beating the Orphan. So I ran over here to talk to our friendly neighborhood Gehrman.
You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream. Dear, oh dear. What was it? The hunt, the blood, or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt.
Yeah, so all in all, I gotta say this run was actually pretty disappointing, from losing footage to dying to the weakest boss probably in the entire DLC. But I thought, at least I can get Gehrman. This fight, believe it or not, is one of the easiest with the Moonlight Greatsword. If you've never tried it, I mean, first off, you can see, damage-wise, it's going a lot better than against the Orphan of Kos. Gurman's kind of getting shredded over here. And the first attempt goes pretty well. I mean, I miss a few shots. But the LT attack knocks over first and second phase Gurman just with one button press. It's a very close ranged attack. It's like a forward thrust. And you do got it does need a moment to charge. You know, it's not a quick attack. But you will see in a few other attempts, if you can chain it just right, you can basically just stun lock Gurman to the ground. Keep that in mind if you're ever trying to fight Gurman and you're just struggling. I'm not gonna say it's basically like a free phase change, but it is just a free, just good damage. Now over here, he went from second to third phase basically instantly, which I've never seen him actually pull that off back to back to back. Now at this point, I decided I kind of want to parry, because I know I can't stun lock him anymore. But obviously, as I've said, it's been a bit since I've played, so he was starting to get me a good bit. But I was getting him. It was doing better than I honestly anticipated. But there went my last bullet. And I saw I only had 2 vials left. So I was like, okay, I can't make more blood bullets because, I mean, I need my healing. He's aggressive and he's fast. And he cannot be stun locked, or at least to my knowledge, he can't be stun locked. So I was just trying my best to bait out attacks and then punish. But I also kind of realized, like, this is probably not the attempt, but it was a good run. And eventually, you know, like all good first attempts, I lost it. Now for the next few, I learned better on how to bait him out. And as you can see here, that's what I was talking more about, the stun lock you could get. That one was only 2, but I got somewhere I could really just chain him for a while. So here we go, like this. It really helps if you can get him in a corner. And it's cheap, but it's so funny to do. That's why I do it. It just makes me laugh seeing this old man. He gets up, pushed to the floor. He slowly gets back up, pushed back down to the floor. You know, bullying the elderly. That's what we do here. But I mean, he bullies me back a good bit. As you see, he's pretty aggressive. We get back to the second phase, and I got more healing. So this time, I'm getting him pretty good, I do think. I actually learned how to parry him better. And a 1, 2, into 3. And I decided there's only one real way to finish this. When he goes for the phase change, I gotta go for the moonbeam. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. If you're disappointed, I do apologize, but if you could, I would still enjoy if you could leave a like and or subscribe. I hope you all have a good day.
And so the hunt begins again.